Howdy, folks. I'm Gleeful Grape Hyacinth, generously giving great grains.
I'm Amber.
Here are more great grains for us to give. This is not sponsored by Post Cereals, by the way. Let's get started. Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Declining My Fiance's Request to Cancel Our Honeymoon to Pay for Her Sister's Wedding? My fiance and I have been planning our dream honeymoon for over a year. We've saved up for a trip to Europe, which we both have been looking forward to as a way to unwind and celebrate our new life together. Everything was going well until my fiance's sister announced her engagement and quickly decided to have her wedding in 3 months. My fiance is incredibly close with her sister and wants to help her with the wedding expenses. Her sister's wedding plans are quite extravagant, and they don't have enough funds to cover everything. My fiance suggested that we cancel our honeymoon and use the money to help her sister instead. I was taken aback by her request. I understand the importance of family, but we have been saving and planning this trip for so long. I proposed that we help in other ways, like contributing a smaller amount or offering our time to assist with the wedding preparations. However, she insisted that the only way to make her sister's dream wedding come true was to contribute all of our honeymoon savings. I told her that while I sympathize with her sister, I don't think that it's a fair thing to do to cancel our honeymoon. I believe that we should keep our plans as they are and support her sister within our means. My fiance got upset, saying that I'm being selfish and not prioritizing her family. Now she's giving me the cold shoulder and has even mentioned that she's rethinking our plans. Some of our friends think that I'm being reasonable, while others are siding with her, saying that family should come first. Am I the jerk for refusing to cancel our honeymoon to pay for her sister's wedding? Alright, folks, what do you think?
I mean, as her husband-to-be, are you not family? Like, once you couple up, you kind of become the main family unit, and your birth family is still important. Like, it's not like, you shouldn't be concerned about them, but for her to prioritize her sister over these plans you've had for a long time on something unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, it's a giant party.
Yeah. Okay, so let me put it this way. If her sister was going into the hospital and needed emergency surgery, cancel the honeymoon and help them out with the costs of the whatever, right? That's what family first means. Having a rushed wedding is a luxury. It's not a necessity. And
Right.
I think that's exactly where you were going with this.
Yeah, I mean, a honeymoon, a wedding, they're kind of on par, and so you and your fiance have been planning this yourselves for a long time, saving for it for a long time. The fact that her sister chose to have a rushed wedding is on the sister, and it's up to the sister to figure out how to deal with it and to maybe settle for a less extravagant wedding than what she envisioned.
Yeah, or save up and go and have a wedding with a more extravagant style that she wants, right? There doesn't have to be you two cancel your honeymoon as the only choice. She can decide to have a cheap, fast wedding, or a slow, longer wedding further out with more planning and more money saved aside for it.
But I have some serious concerns about OP and his fiance's relationship going forward. I think couples counseling, if you plan on sticking with her, because you're seeing a very clear clash of values.
Yeah.
And I think this may bode poorly for your future if her sister is always her priority over you.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Lovebug1055 says, this is just absurd. Do not give up your honeymoon for someone who wants your hard-earned money so that she can have a flipping party. Your wife and sister-in-law are super entitled to think that this is even okay. And Not Dead Yeti says, I'd say that you and your fiance are far too apart on financial decisions to be getting married. I'd call a halt and demand premarital counseling before proceeding with any more wedding plans for yourself. She wants to give your hard-earned dream honeymoon money to her sister just because her sister wants an emergency last-minute wedding, an extravagant one that she can't afford. Unless your wedding was totally funded by the sister, this is an outrageous request. Her getting all of the friends and family involved in this argument is also outrageous and a huge red flag. Lastly, punishing you by using the cold shoulder method of force is so childish and wrong. I personally would cancel my wedding over it. This is how she acts to get her way, OP. The ghost of the married life future is paying you a visit. Pay very close attention. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for using my husband's salary to make a point to his family after he told me that I should stand up for myself instead of expecting him to do it for me? My husband and I are doing okay financially. We make enough not to worry about rent and necessities. We are saving a decent amount and have a scope for growth in our career. I make a little more than 1/3 of our combined income. We are both in our late 30s and we have 2 6-year-old boys. I have never liked my husband's family, most of them anyways, because they have a lot of old-fashioned opinions and don't really approve of me. We don't have a lot of contact, so it's okay though. My husband's cousin's wedding is this week, and they are getting married in our city, so he offered for his parents and aunts and uncle to stay with us. Bride and groom are renting a place. This is a bit of a squeeze, but it's working. They have been here for 2 days now, and on the first day I heard them having a whole discussion on how it's so sad that our children won't get a proper childhood with a mom at home, like my husband and his cousin got, while they were in the living room and I was in the kitchen, so they knew I could hear. I was stewing, but I didn't really like confrontation, so I didn't say anything. Later, I asked my husband if he could please tell them to knock off the snide comments about me. He said that it was just their opinion and it wasn't really hurting me. If I'm bothered, I should learn to stick up for myself, and that he can't always do it for me. This sort of struck a nerve because it's true that I usually ask him to do small things like telling the drive-thru person that their order is wrong because it just makes me feel weird and guilty. But somehow it feels more his responsibility because it's his family involved here. Anyways, so my father-in-law made one more pointed comment during dinner, and I said, your son makes XXX dollars, we live in a big city, and rent is XXX. We literally cannot live on a salary, so I don't know why you think that I should be home all day. They were pretty quiet after that. Now my husband got really angry with me because I put him down in front of his family, who are all richer than us and will look down on him. Am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think?
No, you did what he told you to. Now, he is 100% the jerk for one, not having your back and diminishing you. It wasn't hurting you. It was very clearly upsetting to you for them to belittle you, and he should have your back. Two, it's his family. If his family are harassing his partner, it's his responsibility to step up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really what it boils down to here. I don't even view what OP said as an insult.
No.
I don't think I would be insulted if Amber made a comment like that to her family, like, oh, we can't afford a house or we can't do X, Y, or Z because we only make so much money. And just because their family is classist doesn't mean this is OP's problem, right? He can stick up for himself and defend them against their class's views if he's really this offended, right? So I don't know why he's suddenly now it's so hypocritical of him, right? Because he can't stand up for himself to his family, but he expects OP to just roll over and take these insults. It's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, well, I am very concerned about how little regard he seems to have for OP when his family is around. It seems like he's just set on impressing them and lets them get away with murder as long as he still looks good in their eyes.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for wanting to meet my son despite my wife not wanting me to? When I, a 36-year-old male, was 14, my then girlfriend, who was 17 at the time, gave birth to our son. Our parents forced us to give him up for adoption. Over the years, I've always thought about him, and I often felt sad that I wasn't allowed to keep him. I had always hoped that I would be able to meet him one day, and even took a DNA test a couple of years ago in hopes that he would do the same one day, and he did. I recently received a notification of a potential match, and I couldn't even describe how happy I was. I instantly showed my wife, and she seemed happy for me. I learned a lot about my son, including the fact that he didn't have a great life and childhood as I had hoped, which genuinely hurt. After chatting for a couple days, he asked if we could meet in person. I had already been contemplating asking him the same thing, so I instantly agreed. When I shared this with my wife, she didn't seem too happy about it. I told her that I was thinking about meeting him halfway, but my wife told me that she didn't like that idea because she didn't want to be left alone with the kids, 11-year-old male and a 9-year-old female. I suggested that we could all go together and make it a family trip instead, but she told me that she didn't want the kids around him because in her eyes, he's still a stranger, and she wants to wait until we've known him a little better. I told her that even if we all went, she and the kids didn't need to be present during the meeting and can spend time I'm not with them doing something fun together, but she was still hesitant. After a while, she just told me to drop it until she's ready because she's not comfortable with me meeting him at the moment and wanted me to wait until she was. This honestly made me mad because I felt like she was being unreasonable. I told her that she knows her mom and would have no problem staying with her for a couple of days while I went to go and meet him. I asked her to ask her mom if she would be open, and she refused. I told my wife that I feel like she's intentionally trying to stop me from meeting my son, which is upsetting. Earlier today, I told my wife that I was planning on meeting my son with or without her permission if she continued to refuse. My wife was hurt that I said that and told me that she feels like I don't understand her concerns. I told her that I tried to understand and had offered multiple solutions, and all she did was complain about every single one. She's now mad and has been very cold towards me. She told me that it feels as though I'm not valuing her input, which I feel I tried. She's not really ready to have him in her life yet, but I don't see why I can't have him in mine. She's not the one who's meeting him. All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, it seems like Opie has been upfront with the wife from the beginning that he has a son he wants to meet. I would understand her hesitation a little bit more if this was all out of the blue. Oh, by the way, I have a son. I'm going to go meet him.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they've been preparing for this. She knew about the DNA test. She knew about the results Opie got. He's looped her in every step of the way.
Yeah.
And now she's just making excuses to try and stop him.
That's what this feels like to me as well. It feels like she's just trying to make excuses. She's not willing to compromise on any level. It's just, I don't want you to meet him. That's not a compromise.
Right, and he's offered a number of reasonable things. Like, the kids are old enough that, like, she should be able to handle them for a week, but if it's that much of an issue, he's like, we can all go together, and you can do your own thing while I'm talking with my son. Like, that seems perfectly fair.
I think that family counseling is probably in order here. I think
Yeah.
that she probably has some insecurities about this kid, and she may feel like OP might direct all of his attention towards the son and not give the family the attention that they deserve and need. And if that's the case, it just feels like there's something else kind of going on here.
There's definitely something else going on, you're right. Or it could be like a jealousy thing, like you were suggesting. It could be not wanting to think about Opie's life before her, not wanting to have a kid that's not biologically hers in their life. Like, there's any number of factors, but they really need to work on this if they're going to function well as a family unit.
Yeah, exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Mayor Bear says, info, you still haven't answered why your wife can't handle being alone with the kids. And Opie replies, she told me that she would feel too exhausted after work to handle our daughter alone because our daughter tends to listen to me more than her. I don't necessarily think our daughter is bad, but she can be hard-headed, and my wife doesn't always discipline her as needed. However, I wasn't planning on leaving during the weekday. I was planning on leaving during the weekend since neither of us works then. And Extreme Butterfly 14 says, I was adopted and I met my biological dad when I was 19, who was married with a 12-year-old son and a 26-year-old stepson, my brothers. I don't know if you did, but my dad has made them all aware of me and shown baby pictures, so they all know that I was out there. We all had a wonderful relationship. Spent some holidays together, like regular family. It's been 14 years. Go meet your son. He's the brother of your daughters. He's your kid. And OP replies, thank you for this. It really gives me hope because this is all I want. Unfortunately, I didn't have any baby pictures of my son. But we have told our kids that they have a brother out there. Our daughter doesn't seem to care as much, but I know our son loves that he could have a big brother out there. None of them know that we're in contact with the brother yet, and I doubt my wife is ready for them to find this out. And Fold in the Cheese says, ask her if it was her son or daughter that she had to give up, if she would want to meet them. He's a real human with real feelings. I get that this is new and stressful for her, but she's being very cold. It would make me question a lot of things. I think that you're underreacting here, and you need to be very firm being there for your son. Her reaction is entirely unreasonable, and I'm hopeful that in a short time she will see that. Maybe you could show her some of these comments. And OP replies, I know she would want to meet her child, which is why I'm not understanding. She has always known that I wanted to meet my son and never caused a problem with it until she finally had the chance. After I posted this, I tried having another conversation with her, but she just got angry at me for bringing it up again. She's asleep now, but I do plan on letting her read the comments, as I'm hoping it could help her see things more clearly. Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Did the hyena have a good vacation?
Hyenas are known for their laughing, and so I think that the hyena probably had a laughing good time.
Yes, it was a lot of laughs.
A lot of laughs. I thought so. And I have licorice spice. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy wonderful Wednesday, hump day, Friday, Junior Eve. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it your Wednesday haiku. I just made that up. We don't have a particular day for haikus, but we're saying a Wednesday haiku today.
Support your partner or accept the consequences for your lack of care.
I think that works out really well here. All 3 stories, great job. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!